the new MartaSystem that we've created, which includes a bus subsystem and train subsystem. And it also has these new GUI controls that add in new train buses, bus routes, train vehicles, and stops. But for the sake of time, I want to demonstrate our new segments using this upload file function that we've created. And I'm just going to go to the file you see on the right here and upload it, which has a number of routes and trains. So following this, you'll see in the output window all the new, you can see we've added new appendage of routes, we've created new stops and new buses. And so now I want to talk about the segments. So we've modeled the distance between stops on routes using segments. And so if I print out the segments of route 0, you see it as 6 segments. And these segments are calculated, the distance of these segments is calculated using the coordinates of the stops. However, that is by default. However, customers can choose a segment here. Let's say I choose segment 0 and I want to adjust it. I can say it's 15 miles instead. And now it's 15. And you can likewise do the same thing with, let's say I change segment 6 and we'll make it 2.6 miles. And so this gives customers the ability to manually change segment distances to more realistic distances that include the curvatures and just non-straight line distances. And so this puts it on the customer to have that knowledge of what the distances between stops is, but it gives them that freedom and flexibility. And additionally to this, we've added congestion levels in the segments that will determine how long it takes to travel. So there's congestion based on the commuting hours. So I start running the system, do some single steps here. We'll see pretty soon that you can see here that there is the congestion level that we randomly generate based on the commuting hours and the time of day. And in this case, the congestion is 0.5. And so this affects the travel time. And finally, the last thing that an additional thing that we've added is a schedule to the routes. And so anytime we're outside this schedule here, you see that riders will not arrive, and additionally, buses will not move or trains will not move if they're outside the schedule. And you can see that in these indicated messages here. This gives some more realistic structure for the way to model real systems and how things are in the real world. And now I'll pass it off to my teammate to demonstrate.
Thanks, Jonathan. We are going to transition right over to riders. And to show you about riders, I want to show you how they interact with our MartaSystem. And so I've created 2 routes, Route 100 and Route 200, that have an intersecting point. And I'm going to have a rider move from one route to another route to his final destination. So I just created a rider 7153, that is at stop 2, and his final destination is stop 12. And so what the desired vehicles and desired stops are, they are essentially the map for the rider itself to move throughout the MartaSystem. And so you can think about this as you and I move through public transit, we typically have Google Maps, and Google Maps tells you get off at stop 5 and take bus 3, and then get off at stop 6 and take bus 7. And that interaction is what we try to model here for the riders. So let's try to pick up this rider. So again, the rider is at stop 2, and he is looking for vehicle 1 to board. So vehicle 1 just started, and vehicle 1 is now at stop 2 and picked up our passenger. And so now that our passenger is on vehicle 1, he is looking for stop 10. So vehicle 1 is now at stop 3, and then vehicle 1 is at stop 10. And look, the passenger got off. Great. And so now that the passenger's off, he is looking for vehicle 2 to get to his final destination. Vehicle 2 just arrived at stop 10, and the passenger joined vehicle 2. And then finally, our passenger is trying to get to his final destination, stop 12. And so when vehicle 2 arrives at stop 12, like he does so here, huzzah, the passenger gets off. And that's great. And then one other thing I wanted to highlight about the rider, aka passenger, is they are generated randomly throughout our system every hour. And one issue that you can imagine with that is riders who are being generated at midnight and 1 a.m. when no buses and no trains were running. And so we connected our riders to the schedule itself. And so riders are only generated when the routes are in schedule. So that's pretty much it for riders. And to highlight the differences between the previous system and our system, I just want to go over that one more time. So trains, we created trains, train stops, routes, and then train segments. And one special case here is for the train segments. They do not have a congestion level. Next, we created segments, and segments are used to simulate the spaces between stops, and that's how we calculate the travel time for each of the vehicles. Next, we have riders, and again, I kind of walked you through everything riders do. Then we have schedules, and schedules was our random element, and schedules are for all the vehicles and routes. And so a route has a schedule, and a vehicle runs according to the schedule. And the schedule is the start time, is each start time. And finally, we have this UI, and this UI helps our customers interact with our MartaSystem. So that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.